The last 11 years or so have brought a lot of changes in my life since I was diagnosed with MS, but particularly the last 4.5 years since my daughter was born. And I had my most severe attack of my life, and that was the first time I became handicapped. And during that time, I also suffered an injury that I didn't know about for a long time. And during that time, I kept talking to my neurologist, like, what else can I do? And I was in so much pain, and I just wasn't making progress, and I was working so hard to get out of bed, and then get out of the wheelchair, and then get off the walker, and then off the cane. And it just felt like there was just something there. I was hitting a wall. And just during one of my sessions, he would always find me when I was in getting one of my Tysabri infusions, and he would just come and find me, and we'd talk, because he knew I was suffering, and we were trying to figure this out together. And he one of the times I was in the exam room, he said, Brooke, after watching you walk many times, and after hearing kind of what you've tried, and you've tried everything, you're not handicapped because you have MS. He said, you're not handicapped because you have MS. There's something else there. And he went through the scans with me, and he looked at all the images, and he did physical exams, and for years. And he said, Brooke, you are not handicapped because of MS. And that was probably the best thing he ever said to me. It was also probably one of the scariest things I ever heard, because I didn't know what it was that was making me handicapped. I just knew I was in so much pain. And it turns out that I had several orthopedic issues that the people, a lot of different doctors and healthcare professionals just didn't even pay attention to, because all they could see was MS. They had like MS blinders on, and my neurologist didn't have those blinders. He saw through the MS. He saw past that, and he saw there was something else there. And that gave me hope to keep looking and keep fighting. And I did. And 4.5 years after my daughter was born, I realized, I found out the answer, which was, while I was delivering her, my husband tore out my left hip. I have a labral tear in my hip, which caused horrible bursitis in my hip, bursitis in my left knee, an issue with impingement in my knee as well, and bone impingement in my hip, and SI joint dysfunction, piriformis syndrome, all of these orthopedic issues that I've been dealing with for years. And they were all masking the torn out hip. And when I realized that's what it was, I called him right away, and I told him what we found out. And we were both very relieved. And then I found a wonderful surgeon. He did the surgery. It took 3 hours, and there was a lot more. The tear was a lot worse than he thought. The bone impingement was so severe, he had to shave down almost half of my hip bone. And the inflamed tissue in the bursitis he had to remove was worse than he thought as well. And he came to me after my surgery, very excited. I was really loopy coming out of anesthesia, and he brought me these pictures
showing me what it was, and he said, "Look at this. Here's the tear." And he pointed to it, and it just looked like, he said, looks like it just someone just cut you with a knife right through your cartilage, which was just very healthy. He said the cartilage was in great shape, but he said, "You're going to make a full recovery." And I've never heard that before from any doctor, especially not in the MS world. And I told that to my neurologist, that I was going to make a full recovery, and he was very happy. And I had the surgery to fix the tear, and now I'm going through the long, painful recovery process, which is very scary, and the MS is not cooperating. Surprise, surprise. A piece of shit little disease. But, after this is done, I should not be handicapped anymore, because it's not MS. And that was the best thing that my neurologist told me, was that this was not MS. This was not MS. And don't stop fighting. And don't stop looking until you find it. Because he knows me. He knows that I won't ever stop. I won't ever give up. And I'm gonna keep fighting. And I am. And I'm doing so much better. And I will keep healing. And I'm gonna see how far I can take this. Because I will make a full recovery. And it's not going to be because of MS. It's going to be because of me. And that wonderful thing that my neurologist told me. That really made me believe in myself. And just even my own body. My mind. And I know he'll always be there for me, as he has been, and I'm just so grateful for him, for helping keep me, and not just the MS, that there's other pieces of me, there's other parts of me that are not just MS, there's so much more, and now I get to show what that is. Finally. After almost 5 years, I can finally show who that is. So I thank you to my neurologist, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.